My sister tried to ruin my wedding by showing up in a wedding dress. So I banned her from the ceremony, and now my family's outraged. I'm 31, male, and I thought I had a pretty normal relationship with my younger sister, S. She's 27, and for as long as I can remember, she's been the center of attention in our family. Growing up, I dealt with it. I'm not really one for drama. She was always the one making a scene at family events, birthdays, you name it. But whatever, right? You get used to it after a while. At least I thought I was used to it. That was until my wedding. I met my wife, M, about 4 years ago, and she's amazing. Smart, kind, level-headed, all the things S isn't, to be honest. When we got engaged, we wanted something small and intimate, just close friends and family. Simple, meaningful, no big production. But from the second S found out, she started inserting herself into the planning. She had opinions about everything. Venue, color schemes, invitations. At first, I brushed it off as her just being overly excited. But then, it got worse. One night, she came over, sat down on my couch and said, "So I should probably be M's maid of honor, right?" I almost laughed. No, M already asked her best friend. S just stared at me like I told her something impossible. "I'm your sister. Don't you think I should be, I don't know, a little more involved?" "No, I don't think you should be M's maid of honor just because you're my sister," I said, trying to keep my cool. "This is our wedding, not yours." She stormed out, fuming, and I should have known then what was coming. But honestly, I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. A couple of weeks later, my mom called, all stressed out. "You need to talk to your sister." I sighed, already tired. "What now?" "She bought a dress for the wedding," Mom said, clearly trying to find the right words. "Okay? That's great." I wasn't following. "She bought a white dress," my mom said, sounding defeated. "And not just any white dress. Like, a full-on wedding dress." I nearly dropped the phone. "Are you serious? She knows it's a wedding, right? Not hers but mine?" My mom sighed again. "I told her it's inappropriate, but she says it's her statement dress and that white looks better on her than anything else." I was livid. Who the hell wears white to someone else's wedding? It's like the most basic rule of wedding etiquette. You don't wear white unless you're the bride. I called S immediately. "You're not seriously planning on wearing a white dress to my wedding, are you?" She laughed like I was the one being ridiculous. "Oh, come on. It's just a color. What's the big deal? It's not like I'm gonna upstage M. You know I look better in white anyway." I straight up told her, "If you show up in that dress, you're not coming in. Period." She got all dramatic, saying I was being ridiculous and that I should chill out. But I didn't care. I hung up on her and told M what had happened. She wasn't surprised. "She's always been like this," M said. "We just have to set boundaries." Fast forward to the wedding day. M looked absolutely beautiful and everything was going smoothly until I got a call from one of the ushers. "Hey, your sister's here," he said, clearly nervous, "and she's wearing a wedding dress." My heart sank. I knew she'd try something, but I hoped she wouldn't actually go through with it. I walked outside, and sure enough, there she was. Full white gown, looking like she was about to walk down the aisle herself. "S, what the hell are you doing?" I asked, trying to keep my voice low so the guests wouldn't hear. She looked at me, dead serious. "What? It's just a dress. Stop being so dramatic." I couldn't believe it. She was standing there in a wedding dress, acting like she wasn't doing anything wrong. "I told you if you showed up in white, you wouldn't be allowed in. You need to leave." She stared at me, dumbfounded. "Are you serious right now? You're gonna kick your own sister out of your wedding?" "Yeah," I said. "I am. You knew the rules. This isn't about you." Cue the tears. She starts crying, making a scene in front of everyone outside. "I can't believe you're doing this to me." "I'm your sister." I was done. "Either you leave, or I'll have security escort you out. Your choice." Right then my parents showed up, and my mom looked like she was about to have a breakdown. She pulled me aside and whispered, "Can't you just let her stay? Don't cause a scene." "I'm not the one causing a scene," I said, pointing at S, who was still standing there, acting like the victim. "She is. I'm not letting her ruin this." My dad, who usually stays out of the drama, stepped in too. "Come on, just let her stay. Don't make this into a bigger deal than it needs to be." I stood my ground. "No, she's not coming in wearing that dress. She knew what she was doing." Eventually, my dad gave up trying to reason with me, turned to S and said, "Let's go, you've done enough." She glared at me, like she couldn't believe I'd actually followed through, and then stormed off with my parents in tow. The ceremony went off without any more drama, thankfully, but afterward, I started getting texts from other family members. Apparently, S had been telling everyone that I humiliated her and that I'd disowned her over a stupid dress. Never mind the fact that she had been making the whole wedding process miserable for months. The real kicker? My parents were on her side. They didn't call to congratulate us or check in after the wedding. Instead, they let me know through relatives that they were disappointed in how I handled things. About a week later, I tried to smooth things over with my mom, thinking maybe she'd come to her senses. Nope. She started off with, "I understand why you're upset, but you could have just let her stay and dealt with it later." I was stunned. What? How would letting her waltz into my wedding in a white dress have been the right move? "Well, it wasn't ideal, but she's your sister," Mom said, as if that justified everything. "She feels like you embarrassed her in front of everyone." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She feels embarrassed? She's lucky I didn't let security drag her out. There was a long pause before my mom finally said, "Well, you know how she is. She's always been sensitive." Sensitive? Sensitive? This isn't about her being sensitive. It's about her always needing to be the center of attention and walking all over people. That's when it hit me. My family had been enabling S's behavior her entire life. They always catered to her tantrums, let her get away with everything, and now they expected me to do the same. That's when I decided to go low contact with S. I was done. Em and I had just gotten married, we had a life to build, and I wasn't about to let my sister's drama take over. It's been a few months since the wedding, and things have calmed down. My relationship with my parents is still rocky, but Em and I are stronger than ever. S hasn't apologized. No shock there. Instead, she's doubling down, telling anyone who'll listen that I overreacted and that Em is driving a wedge between me and my family. Honestly, I don't care anymore. I'm done being the guy who lets S walk all over me just to keep the peace. If she ever grows up and actually takes responsibility for her actions, I'll be here. But until then, I'm focusing on the people who actually respect me and Em. To anyone out there with an entitled sibling like mine, don't be afraid to set boundaries. They'll cry, they'll scream, and they'll probably play the victim. But at the end of the day, you have to protect your own peace. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. I promise my life isn't always this dramatic, but you never know when S might pull something else.